Hi, it's mini project series time, and I probably could have done this little project as just like one video, like here it is, and Bob's your uncle. But I thought it's more interesting just to show like the process as I've done in some previous videos, and it's only a very simple one, but you might get to know that there's a lot of tedious business that goes into even like the simplest project. So this project has actually got a very niche application, but you might see why in future videos. But what it is basically I want a board about, I don't know, yay big, something like that. Haven't decided yet. It'll, once again, you know, like open-ended kind of specs, which can be good and bad. But I want like a little board like this that has a little e-ink display on it, and e-ink's important for a specific reason, that has basically just a counter on it, and every time that you power up this board I want the counter to increment by 1. Why? Well, it can be useful as a product, as an integrated product power-up counter, like how many power cycles has this particular product gone through. And there can be various applications for like something like this. It can be like buried inside the product for like, you know, servicing reasons or something like that, or it can be actually displayed to the user for whatever reason you want. And I might go into that in future videos. And the reason for e-ink is because I want the display to always be there. So even if you remove the power to this board, you can instantly see the count there, and it doesn't require any power at all to actually retain that count. So anyway, I won't go into too many more reasons, but basically I want a little e-ink display. It's going to need a little microcontroller, and that's it. And possibly the board will like have castellations on the outside, so it can be a module that you actually like can solder onto your product board, like a little like surface mount module, so to speak. So anyway, this video will be about looking at e-ink displays. I thought, well, let's go. Let's try and find an e-ink or e-paper display. I think e-ink's a trademark of e-ink Corporation or whatever. A lot of the people call them e-paper displays generically these days. So let's have a look to see what we can find, shall we? Now, of course, I could do this with a dot matrix, a little dot matrix one. I think I've even got like an e-ink dot matrix display here of probably about the right size like this. But anyway, it's somewhere. I could probably dig it up, but don't necessarily want a dot matrix. Like, it'd be easier and simpler for the project if I just use like a 7-segment display, and you can get e-ink 7-segment display. So let's go, just do not 7-segment, but segment display. So let's just Google it, shall we? Here we go. Graphic. No, we don't want any of that rubbish. Waves. No, it's all graphic. It's all graphic. E-ink display. Bingo. We're in like Flynn straight away. Let's go have a look at that. That's what I want. Digits. 6 digits is plenty for a power-up display. What's this one? Report image. Yeah, I'll report it. It's pornographic. Alibaba, yeah, e-ink high resolution display kits. So here you go, maybe something like that. That looks like a really annoying ribbon interface though. I'd prefer something that I could just maybe solder down onto the board perhaps. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. I know you're probably screaming, oh, I know, you know, oh, look, there's a starburst display. I like that one. 2, 4, 6, 8-digit starburst display. That'd be nice for a... That looks tiny. 1.24 inch. Yeah. That'd be nice for like a calculator. As in a calculator watch. Not this desktop calculator rubbish. Oh, look at that. Oh, here we go. Flexible. Oh, there we go. That's another 8-digit job. And that one. Oh, I like the can cart. What's cancart.com? I like the look of that. Anyway, I'm just like randomly Googling at the moment. This is how you might start. Or of course you might jump immediately to one of your catalog suppliers like DigiKey or something like that. So that's a flexible 1.2 inch. So yeah, 1.2 inches. That's about the length I need. That looks like it'll do the business. And you could make, like, you could glue that down to the board, for example. And you could even put your chips under there if you really, you know, if it's flexible, you could like solder it down one end like this, and then like reflow it down one end, and then you could even snake it up and over your chips if you wanted a really small module, something like that. Anyway, I'm just like, this is, don't take this video as the best way to do it. I'm just randomly doing stuff. So we could go like, we could go to DigiKey, have a squiz, or e-paper. What is the, what do they got? Display modules, character and numeric. Only 6 items. Optoelectronics. Let's go into display modules. Have they got one specifically for... I don't think they have one specifically for e-ink. LCD, character and numeric. 1450. Yeah, e-ink Corporation. So, yeah, that includes... So, e-inks are included in LCD ones. There we go. E-ink segmented display. Super, right. So, it's only got that one category. There's no more filters there. That's just like size and stuff like that. So, we only got 6. Only got 6 in there. And there you go. That one we saw before. That was a DigiKey job. But that is discontinued. Discontinued at DigiKey. And that's actually from E-Ink Corporation. So that's a genuine one. Like a dot bar graph thing. Isn't that cute? So like for battery gauge or something like that. But look, that's a better battery gauge. I like that one. Jeez. And there's no interface chip rubbish for that. You can just drive that directly. That's nice. So what do you do? Just, you know, apply that. I'm not even sure of the logic levels for e-ink. I just haven't played with it outside of a driver sort of thing. I've never interfaced actually directly like that. Can you just drive it? Of course, set it once. The good thing about e-ink is that you set it in one polarity on or off, and it stays like that, which is fantastic. So can you just like pulse that with a regular pin? I don't know. Datasheet, sunlight reader, wide viewing, low power consumption. It's going to have no power consumption. 650 microns. Wow, thickness that is. Doesn't give you any other drive voltage, 15 volts or 5 volts. I don't know. 3.3 looks like it's not going to do it though. And sure enough, if you go into e-ink's one here, they've got ones for watches and stuff like that, but we can go into shop. Look at these. They got like watch displays and things like that, but it looks like they don't have, if we go into e-ink display modules, looks like, yeah, they've discontinued this by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like they've discontinued that 7 segment. Looks like e-ink don't make 7 segment display modules anymore. There you go. That's why DigiKey discontinued it, I'm assuming. So anyway, like I don't want something that's discontinued, even if like they had stock left. Like, yeah, you know, if you know you only need like, you know, a 10 or 100 or something, that's, you know, fine. You can do like a one-off buy or something like that if you can find some new old stock somewhere. But anyway, so it looks like DigiKey don't have what we want. I'm assuming Mouser aren't going to be any better. Oh, look at this Parallax. Micro Adafruit. Wow, Mouser are really carrying a lot of the Make crowd supply, really carrying a lot of the Maker stuff. Display development tool adapter board. Wow, they're really getting into that, aren't they? Don't really want to develop. Why is it in display development tools? What, like engineering tools, embedded solutions, engineering tools for a flexible e-ink display? I don't get it. Like, I know it's like it's kind of a module, but it's really just the display, isn't it? I mean, I just don't understand that at all. That's silly. Crazy characterization. Don't like that at all. Anyway, I think Mouser are a waste of space, so as is genuine e-ink. And looks like DigiKey's out. So what we're going to do is, okay, it's AliExpress time. Chair covers spandex. What? I didn't search for that. It's just default. Give me a break. Anyway, e-ink segment. Let's put the dash in there. No. Let's try e-paper. No, doesn't like that. 7 segment e-paper display. E-ink segmented display. Look at this. Alibaba.com. Okay, well, so we can go to Alibaba. Couldn't find anything on AliExpress. AliExpress is just the, if you don't know, is just like the in-stock version of Alibaba.com. The Alibaba.com is the marketplace where you find, you might get prices if you're lucky, or you get ballpark prices. Usually you got to contact them. It's just a place to advertise stuff that you have available. Whereas AliExpress, you can actually specifically add it to your shopping cart, buy it, boom, it's yours. That's the difference. So AliExpress really didn't have anything there. So let's have a look at this. So that one's, yeah, it's not big. I want something that, there we go. That looks like an LCD. Display e-ink. Circular. Wow, that's interesting. Mini e-ink for e-watch. There you go, but it's just got a watch display. I think we need more than 4 digits. So I think, you know, we need like 6. Something like that. There we go. Now that looks photoshopped. That does not look... Oh, wow, look at that. That looks photoshopped as well. They don't look pretty genuine. This one, though, is interesting. Check this out. This is like, is that a... That's with the backlight. Wow, I like that. I don't care. Like, it's obviously designed for a scale or something like that, but it doesn't matter that it has those extra characters. You don't have to use them. Oh, look, okay, they're showing their different things. So, yeah, like quantity 1 to 10,000. You don't know. Estimated time 10 days negotiable. Like that. Can you design your own? Don't want to design my own. I just want something off the shelf. That looks so photoshopped, doesn't it? That's the real back of it, though. That's photoshopped as well. Photoshopped it. Nice work. But yeah, obviously, like you tell them you want this, and they'll go, 5,000 pieces minimum order. But you know, if they're well, they wouldn't be like cents each or tens of cents. They're going to be like a dollar or something each, perhaps. But yeah, so it looks like, you know, that's neat, but that's sort of like a custom kind of thing. Smart electronics. What's a smart electronics? No one. I like this Starburst. It's only got 2 decimal places. That's really interesting. Anyway, there's a driver on that. Oh, there you go. You can get model number of the drive IC and stuff like that. So you can start, you know, once you go in there and find stuff like that, you can go, okay, how do I drive these? Sorry, search for PDF and good display repository. Dalin good display, ultra wide. There you go. So that was the product. That's the data sheet. That's not just the drive IC. Yeah, no, that's the model number. I thought that was like the part number of the drive-in interface. Gooddisplay.com. Check this out. Dot-like defect, line defect. Is that a thing in e-ink displays? Is it? How they can like manufacturing defects in your lines and your dots. That's interesting. Yeah, that's not the drive-in chip. That doesn't even have a pin out. And therein lies one of the dangers. What I'll do, I'll search for character e-ink display and see if we get, hello. I like the look of that. That looks like a PCB mountable module. That's what I'm after. Here's another one, the character e-ink. There's a pin-based one. $1 to 10, 1 piece, minimum order. These are all e-ink. Yeah, they look like LCDs. All right, that did the business. Often it's just a matter of getting the right keywords. Don't just rely on one keyword and then just give up, or one string of keywords and give up and go, oh, I can't find what I want. You know, experiment with stuff. 7 segment. If you don't like 7 segment, hey, just take away the 7. It might be segmented display. It might be starburst display. It might be character display, like this one, for example. So I think character was the keyword. It was like, yeah, 8 character or 8 digit. You might search for digit e-ink display or e-paper. I haven't searched for e-paper display yet. Look at that. I really like that. That one hasn't got pins attached. Or if they photoshopped 2, 4, like 6, that'd be fine. That gives you a million power-ups. You have one message. Look, we can talk to whoever it is over here with the fake photo. So there you go, model number. And of course, we don't need backlit or anything like that. Don't need anything fancy. Drive voltage, 3 volts. So this would have a this would have a chip-on glass driver. I would assume, you know, it's got to be under there. I assume it's under there. Or is it just like a multiplexed thing? Anyway, I really like that. Is that the same? There's the same. That's the same one. Okay. So it does actually have the pins. So I think they photoshopped, same as Beauty, KP Beauty at EnglishAlibaba.com. It's the same as this one, but they've just photoshopped out the pins. So it's a through-hole one, and I'm sure you could order them without the pins if you wanted to, or, you know, shorter pin, different lead length or something like that. You don't really want a through-hole one, because the problem with through-hole is that if you've got a board like that and the pins penetrate the bottom, then you've got these conductive pins, like you've got to cut them flush, otherwise the thing doesn't flush on the board, and then you crack your solder joints. It's not great. Like you can, but you know, it's not terrific. So it's got to like sit off the board like that, and then once if it's got pins on the bottom sitting off the board, then those side castellations on the little half moon pads on the side of the board, it doesn't surface mount nearly as well. You've got to put a lot more big solder blob on there in order to surface mount it. So yeah, it's not terrific. Of course, you could bend the pins out, something, or you could cut them off before and then like surface mount that. And once again, you could have your chip, because we're going to have a microcontroller in here. I should just block it, shouldn't I? You could have your chip could easily fit under this thing. So all your circuitry required on the board could fit under this. So your board is exactly the same envelope as, or shape, size as the LCD. And that, well, apart from the castellations at the side, for example. So that'd be really cool. I know we've transitioned into LCDs now, so you can buy it on eBay, and looks like ePaperDisplay.com. There you go. I just found an online supplier. I didn't know about ePaper Display. Oh, this is Good Display. Didn't we see them before? Yeah, okay. There you go. They look serious. Okay. So once you've found a manufacturer like this, you would trawl through their website and see what you can come up with. But yeah, that looks really terrific. That comes from Good Display. I assume they look like a manufacturer, I guess. What do they got there? That's nice, isn't it? Little I like that. Wow, little 3-digit jobby in a dip package with a battery indicator and a little audio display. That's cute. So there's our data sheet. There you go. So you've got all the pins, dimensions, comes standard. As I said, you know, if you want to, yeah, no, that's it. It's just this segmented display. There's no driver. I guess we have to Google how to drive e-paper displays now, don't we? Drive-in e-ink displays, essential scrap. Oh, Renesas, there you go. The DevCon from 2012. Oh, which one did I go to? Was I at DevCon in 2012? No, it was 2011, probably. Anyway, so this is from e-ink. I'm going to assume that there's not, you know, huge differences between them. There could be. Let's get technical. Display cell structure. Wow. Must have its own dedicated drive line. The top electrode must be in opposite states when charging pigment moves up or down in the capsule, and that's how it does its business. That's how it stays there permanently. Display driver, MCU, yeah, don't want that. Oh yeah, here's the 5 or 15 that we saw before, operating between 0.5 or 0 to 15 volts. All segments in field are black, so there you go. So we can just alternate the thing, and you can do that if you, like, assume you've got a 5-volt microcontroller, you can put it on 2 I/O pins, each segment between 2 I/O pins. Multiplexing is a different beast, but you can put it between there and then just flip, you know, 1 0 1 0 like that, and you could turn your, and then of course set it to tri-state when you don't want to drive it, because you don't have to leave the drive voltage there, and that's cool. It looks like we can just flip it back and forth. There you go. And once again, like, I have not looked into e-ink drive voltages before, so yeah, I just don't know. But it looks like, yeah, they come in a couple of different types. I only want this as kind of like a one-off or a do-it-yourself project, and other people can build like the one-offs and stuff like that. So a dip would be fine. And what I'd do is actually cut the leads off right at the base there, and then I'd have like small holes so it could like self-align. It just drops in, and then you just solder it on the top, so then you don't get any penetration of the pins through to the bottom, and then that would leave enough. You could actually measure that. You could, you know, that's to scale. You could actually print that out and figure out what the distance between there and there is. So the gap in there, that would be the height you have to put all your circuitry underneath there, and that looks like plenty. What is it, 7.5 from there? So I'm going to guesstimate that's, you know, 2 millimeters, something like that. You know, that's plenty of height to put your chips under. You know, little SO packages or whatever. So you might have to get some thinner ones if you're doing that, but and your passives won't be a problem. So that's, anyway, I think we've found what, like, yeah, these ribbon cables are just, you know, for certain products they're great, but in this case I just want like a little board like this. I just solder the LCD on, like I solder my chip on, my drive-in chip on. I solder the LCD, the e-paper, e-ink display on it, and Bob's your uncle. A few of those, and we can just experiment. A good thing about the dip one, just whack it in a breadboard, and we can just have a play around with this thing. Experiment using a dip microcontroller. We can do all this on a breadboard. This is great. Like, you know, we don't have to get any sort of board manufactured or anything. We will get one at like 2008. That's really quite old, isn't it? No, hang on. Like LCD drive-in voltage. This is LCD. Oh, I've come a gutser. Completely come a gutser. This is an LCD. Yep, they do LCDs as well. And monochrome LCD. I think if we go in there, I think we've come a gutser. Damn, it's not an e-paper display. Segmented e-paper display. That's what I want. Maybe you can't get them with just like a direct drive. Can you? Oh man, got all excited there. Look at this. 0.9 inch flexible. I don't want flex. I want I don't want a little bar graph. No, I don't. I just got crapping on about all the advantages of the pin-based one, and I completely come a gut. So I'm just going to leave that in the video. I'm not going to edit it out. This is me, like, you know, doing my thing, like learning about what's available in the e-paper display market, just bumming around. And once again, you know, this is all the work you've got to do. Like, it's not like I instantly know, oh yeah, I could just get that particular part number, e-ink display. I don't know that. I'm just bumming around looking to see what's available. Yeah, no, look, this is not e-ink, right? This is LCD. It looks like an LCD, smells like an LCD, right? And I think they've just put e-ink in there to get you in. So yeah, you've got to watch out for that. 12 o'clock, yeah, viewing angle, yeah, like we're a bias ratio a third. We're talking about an LCD here. Completely come and go. See, I got all excited thinking that we can get these pin-based e-ink modules. And nope, once again, static drive, one bias, yep, no, that's all type TN, twisted pneumatic. You don't see twisted pneumatic associated with e-ink displays because it's an LCD thing. Give me a, well, there you go. Learned something. I hope you've learned something too. I don't want that. Why can't I have that? And here's where you start like second guessing yourself and going, oh, maybe we could have an LCD display and they're so low power for, we could have one of those super slim super caps on there that would just keep, it'd all be always on. It'd keep there, and every time you power it up, it'd recharge the super cap. And yeah, you know, it may come, it may come down to that. Oh, now I'm thinking that, you know, that's a good idea because you can get these really thin super caps now. And yeah, the amount of power required to drive a little LCD. Leave it in the comments down below if you think that's a more sensible idea to have the LCD with like a super cap. Is that a more exciting project? E-ink, like, no, it's LCD. They're lying. Once again, that's a good display one, e-paper display. And I've seen these at the checkouts. Look, their promotion. I've seen these at some supermarkets. Have these? They have these little e-ink tag displays now, and of course they don't need power to run. Fantastic that they can just go up with a little programming machine and just reprogram the thing. Or they might have more No, I don't think they're networked. They might have to go up and just manually change or whatever, like they did with the paper prices and stuff like that. So, you know, they've got a whole bunch of employees going around putting on, you know, 50% off special stickers and stuff like that. Well, they can just stick on their little programmer and change the display. So that looks so photoshopped. It's terrible, Muriel. Anyway, I'm not having much luck. It looks like the segmented e-paper displays are in a form that I don't physically like. I don't know. It's just like I can make it work, but it's just annoying. That's it. That's all they got. Like, it's suitable. Do the business. 2, 4, 6, and well, one with a little, but you know that's fine. No, I need more chocolate. It's not actually chocolate, it's carob, milk carob. Highly recommended. Beauty. And I do actually have these sharp memory display LCDs in the right form factor, of course with a bit of annoying ribbon cable. You'd have to put a connector and all that. They aren't actually e-ink or e-paper display. You do actually still need power to make these available. You don't have to continuously drive them, and they're incredibly low power though, like ridiculous, like a couple of microamps or something, like smell of an oily rag stuff. So yeah, like if you're going for a potentially some sort of like supercap solution or something like that, you know, and one of these memory LCD displays is a possibility, but segmented e-paper display, it displays as graphic ones, so we might have to go for a graphic e-ink solution, I guess. It's not what I want, like, you know, because I don't want to have to implement like fonts and everything in my microcontroller and all that. I just want to be able to like have some real simple code that just like drives segments and has a counter, like, and we don't want color e-paper display and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go back. E-paper display generically. Yeah, there's an example of those tags, the supermarket shelf label display. You know, that was a full color jobby. That's nice. $7 though. See, yeah, it looks like you can get these tags. Let's just, like, out of curiosity, let's just have a look at these, because these they actually sell them like in a framed module, like like a tag that actually just goes straight on. That's really quite cool. I like that. What's the interface? Yeah. Look. They sell the label machine. They sell the label machine and everything. And what's that one? What is number one there? It looks like it's some sort of. Oh, is that a charging? No, because they wouldn't need. These are e-paper display. They shouldn't need any sort of charging. Anyway, that's another whole fascinating, like, electronic, like, it's a whole segment now. It's a whole industry segment. And there's just tons of those if you really wanted to get into it. I want one in like a long, thin form factor, like this one I showed. And maybe I'm mixing it up. I thought I had an e-ink version of one of like a similar shape to this, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm actually thinking of the sharp memory LCD. Once again, they claim that this one is an e-paper display. No, LCD display screen. Now, once again, it's got LCD. This is not e-paper. I2C serial interface, refresh time, reflectivity, angular contrast. That could genuinely be e-ink. Yeah, once again, you can request data sheets and stuff like that. I obviously can't do that right now. So I don't want square. I want, like, that's really not pulling up. That's really getting out of e-ink, e-paper displays, pervasive. Oh, crystal fonts. Yeah, I thought, you know, I didn't think to go to one of my regular LCD suppliers and check those out. It looks like pervasive displays, they're really targeting that that shopping thing. You'll see that everywhere eventually. Like, even in the mum and pop stores, you'll find those there. So, you know, these are still like too thick. I just want, even if I went for it's not looking great, is it? This is nice. You know, you can get a nice little SPI adapter board. That's really great for development. So that's their e-paper displays. Open source demonstration code. Works on the Cduino. Nice. Yeah, I just don't want a dot matrix. Maybe this one over here, I might try and get some data on that, but I really don't like the interface. I'm not liking this at all. It's driving me. Another one of these projects that, you know, you think is quick and simple. Oh, just find a little e-ink display module, just, you know, shaped like this, and maybe with like a nice flat, you know, pin. Well, maybe not a pin interface, but, you know, it's something easy to do onto a little module board. And, well, no, it's not looking great. I mean, you know, what have I've only been at this for like an hour or something. But it's not looking terrific. So it's almost pushing me towards that silly idea of, well, may not be so silly, of a like a super cap and an LCD or a sharp memory LCD. But I really like that display that I saw. I really like that pin one with the 6-digit or whatever. That it's near perfect. Anyway, maybe that'll be a more interesting project to get like a little super cap and a micro or something, and it just like, yeah. But unfortunately, the problem with that is to keep it update. If you don't use, the good thing about these sharp memory LCDs is that basically you just need power on it. Like you don't need to keep updating and refreshing and stuff like that. Whereas if you had an LCD equivalent and you were driving it with an LCD microcontroller, of course that microcontroller is already, it's got to be constantly keep running. Of course you run it at, you know, 32 kilohertz, like low power mode or something, but still, you know, it's gonna suck some juice. But it might be adequate, because I don't necessarily want, what is the battery life I want for this thing? I don't know, it's a shoulder shrug. Like, you know, it's got to be like 12 months or something like that. It's got to like be 12 months or a couple of years, something like that from each charge. So maybe we can go through in another video, perhaps. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see that, where we could like look at thin, potentially, even if we don't go that way, we can look at thin super caps and how they can potentially, or you know, in any sort of format super cap. You can even get surface mount super caps now. Maybe one of those little surface mountable, like you can get them in like 1206 type surface mount packages now, which is really amazing. Maybe we could get one of those on, do the calculations for the current draw of a typical microcontroller, typical LCD, just to keep a number displayed on there. And is that possible to like get a year's worth out of a single charge from a super cap? Probably doubting it, like just off the top of my head. Like I wouldn't expect it to last that long, like a year or two, but hey, you know, you never know until you do the calculation. So have I come a gutser? It's probably, this video is probably long enough. So anyway, I know there's not a happy ending here. I haven't found a, like, you know, is that really, like this photoshopped one though, like what the, like that could be good if that's real. Like, is that a real thing? Like, once again, I'd have to get a data sheet, the model number. Wow. And that one, it seems like it could be an actual e-ink, e-paper. Yeah, e-paper, DKE group. Part covers an area of 25,000 square meters. Construct, looks like they got there. That's a serious DKE. Okay. And this is actually DKE, yeah, DKE Limited. Okay, so this is an actual e-ink display manufacturer. So it turns out DKE is ChinaEpaper.com, and yep, they have a whole segmented display type here. So these are the real deal, and unfortunately, there is no like kind of, for more information, yeah, product spec. So you got to contact them to get your spec, which I'll do. It's 54 millimeters by 14, bit bigger than I want, but you know, I can work with that in millimeters. It's not 0.1 millimeters. No, I think it's 0.5. There you go. So not sure what the deal is there. But anyway, yeah, we can contact them, online chat, send them an email. I get the data sheet for that. But anyway, they do, they have segmented code type. Here we go. Oh, wow. Wow. Hello, McFly Custom e-paper. Right, that's just their custom. The active area contains 600 segments with 6 chips, cascade connection module, flexible e-paper display, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, if you want a custom e-paper display, maybe I could do a custom e-paper display for some use. I wouldn't do it for this, but like I did for the LCD, my the custom LCD video series, that was popular. Anyway, 5. There's a 5-digit jobby. Look at that. So, you know, we have a few options. This one here could be smaller than that one. 33, oh, by 70. Okay. Oh, but that includes the ribbon and stuff like that. But once again, it's damn ribbon. You gotta, yeah. Anyway, that looks really funky, doesn't it? It's really remarkable. Like, they don't show any gap between the segments in there. So I'm not sure what the deal is. Anyway, 28.5 by 14. That looks like the go. And that one's got like a hot bar attachment. You could, you could reflow that down. You could just get your hot air gun on there and or even a soldering iron across there. If you once you had your tinned or your whatever, or your solder paste pads on there. Pin pitch looks like a mongrel though. Don't like that. But anyway, yeah, gonna get data sheets on these, but China e-paper display. So it looks like we've got some solutions here. So, you know, reasonably happy ending there. But if you know of any others, please leave them in the comments down below. I'll talk to my good mate Sophia Do. You know, it's 1,000 quantity minimum. You know, it's not really what I want, but I don't know, maybe the ad revenue from this video series can pay for, even though I only want a couple, it can pay for my 1,000 minimum pieces. So if you've got a link to a suitable e-paper display, not to be confused with that LCD rubbish, leave it in the comments down below, please, and let me know what you think about if you've got any other ideas for this little project. That just simply, that's all it does, is it's just designed to, you know, solder into your product, and it just counts, it increments once. That's it. When you power it up, boop, it increments once. And Bob's your uncle. That's all I want it for. It's all I want to do. There's no feature creep. That's all it's going to be. So anyway, there you go. Let us know what you think down below. And as always, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Comments down below, EEVblog forum, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, catch you next time.